Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's been a few days since the nerfs have been live and, well, taking a look at H's replay and Twitter and all that good stuff. I feel like I've determined what the 5 best decks to ladder with in both Standard and Wild that you can realistically expect to try and climb with these decks. So we're going to go over that, but first I want to announce, first off, we hit 48,000 subscribers. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much for that support, and we are on the road to 50K. We are on the road to 50K, so every 1,000 until then, I'm doing a giveaway bigger and better than the last one. So the last one we did $100 of packs given out of my pocket. This time we're doing $100, plus I'm going to be doing 3 of the Leroy Jenkins bundles. 3 of the Leroy Jenkins bundles, so there'll be 4 different winners. So all you have to do again is comment, like this video, and then subscribe to the channel. I'll announce those winners all next Thursday. So next Thursday, 6 days from now, I will announce 4 winners for these giveaways. So thank you guys. And thank you guys so much for that support. And let's hope we can get to 50K sooner than later and, you know, take stuff out of my wallet and into your guys' pockets. Anyways, so the 5 best decks in Standard and Wild. How much have things changed since the nerfs? Yeah, not a ton. Definitely in Wild. Definitely in Wild. We'll start with Standard. In Standard, I will go with the list that Thijs recently, just the other day, hit rank 1 legend. Thijs still killing it. And yeah, Control Warrior, Kazakhstan, still prevalent, still really good. And now, well, you have one amalgam in here. You have a Nixian Drake, you have Raid Boss Anixia, and you have Bran, and that's basically enough dragons to get your Kazakhstan on board. But of course you have other win conditions other than that. You have Rakara with the insane weapon. You have Nelly, which you can brand and get 6 pirates that cost 1, including Mr. Smite. It's a really strong deck. It has a shot against pretty much everything and really beats probably the most popular deck on ladder in Demon Hunter. So Control Warrior, absolutely have to recommend it. Well, the other popular deck, and still very good, Naga Demon Hunter, the aggro Demon Hunter that basically, you know, you play Drekthar, you basically win the game, you're cheating out, good stuff, but you have Lady Astheno in there for incredible reach and board control, just really good early game. Multi-Strike is one of these standout cards that allows you to kill off multiple minions, and if you combine it with your Dread Prison Glaive, you can get honorable kills and push ridiculous damage. And of course you have the hero card in here in Kircher's Demon Render, which gives you, again, a board swing, getting control of the board, and an upgraded hero power. The deck's still doing incredibly well after the nerf says, well, this card only went to a 3/3, and that hasn't really changed too much. The other deck that's really popular, and I really hate this deck, I don't like it, I wish it didn't exist, but I have to recommend it because it's doing very well, and that is Quest Hunter. Defend the Dwarven District, another deck that abuses Drekthar. It can cheat out your treasure guards to draw you cards. You have the Restaurant Viper in there, particular for Paladin, the Carriel weapon, but at the end of the day, you're wanting to burn your opponent down with your infinite damage, or the more popular strategy I keep seeing, at least as I'm a control player, is Beastalker Tavish and just get infinite animal companions over and over. Every time you get a Huffer, you can refresh it with Dragonbane Shot. It's gross, it's ridiculous, I think it's anti-fun, but I gotta recommend it, and it does very well. Next, we have one of my favorite decks. I think this deck's a blast. It does very well against the control archetypes. It can scam against the aggro archetypes, and that is Hero Power Mage with the Naga packages. This is APX Void's most recent list. I've been playing it a good amount on ladder, having success, and yeah, you get your scam turns, of course, with Spite Lash Siren, but you can make your hero power pretty big with you know, you have your 2 wildfires, you can get more with Savara, you can discover some off School Teacher, you can get more off Magister, you can make your hero power rather large, and you have more Dredge here for insane damage, and even like Bran with Reckless Apprentice, or Bran with, you know, just value generation. This deck can do it all. I love playing this deck. It's super fun, and it has a realistic shot to win against pretty much any deck, but it can be a struggle against the aggressive archetypes, in particular aggro Demon Hunter and Quest Hunter, which are very popular. And lastly, I'll recommend Holy Paladin, which has been doing very well since the nerfs have happened as well, mainly again for its matchups into Demon Hunter. It can do well against Quest Hunter because you have so much healing. However, they're both running double weapon removal, so there's that. But of course you have Lightforge Carriel. The Dragon package with Kazakhstan just doesn't work in Pally. You don't really have the cycle to get through it, so like Warrior has good draw. Paladin, not so much. So you're still basically doing what was going on pre-nerfs, where you want to buff up your smite, kill your opponent with that. You have value in here with like Queen Ajara, board clears with Samuro, and just, yeah, a lot of healing. Your righteous defenses can buff up your smite, and it's just a very versatile, good control deck, and I've got to throw it out there. And then we have Wild, which changed a ton with the Kael'thas nerf and the switcheroo ban, and we're going to start off with 3 aggressive decks because the meta's gotten super aggressive, and well, I'll recommend the decks because they're really good. First off, we have Mech Paladin. As you can see, this is an extremely low curve deck where you want to get your radar detector, whether you just draw it or you cheat it out with a Stone Hearth Vindicator for 0 mana. You also have Crystology in here for some redundancy, some more draw, and yeah, you just cheat out an insane mech board with Mech Warpers, Galvanizer. If your opponent can't answer it, you're probably going to kill them, and you got some magnetics in here like Snap and Ziliax, and yeah, just it's a very high roll aggressive deck. Quick games, get in, get out, very powerful that way. Mech Mage is also very similar in that vein, where you have your sea floor gateways to cheat out your mechs, as well Book of Specters to draw out a bunch, and again, Mech Warper, Galvanizer, and then of course Mecha Shark, which you can just vomit the board with Murlocs with mechs and get insane damage. Again, a very hard deck to deal with its early game, especially if it pops off quickly. And probably the most popular aggro deck, arguably the best on ladder in Wild, is Pirate Rogue, which just is an absurd amount of damage in this deck, where you, of course, you have your Swordfish, which allows you to cheat out Dread Corsair. If you hit in the face, you can cheat out a Frenzy Fellwing. You have Cutting Class for cheap draw. You have Mr. Smite, and you have Ships, Cannons, and Secret Passage. And this deck is gross. It's effective. It's really good. If you want to go for fast games, aggro it up, and well, Wild's a very aggressive format these days, and Pirate Rogue fits the bill. But if you want to try and counter that, well, we have a new version of Evenlock going around, and it's got Gigafin in it. Yes, this is Evenlock featuring Gigafin. You got your removal, you got your taunts, you got your big boys, where you play an early Mountain Giant, but what you want to do, what the cool thing you could do, is play Sea Devil Stinger, you cheat out a Murloc, and you get Gigafin, which can just absolutely stomp on the aggro decks, particularly the mech ones. They can't really get through that, and it's just an incredible way of kind of locking them out. You got Showstopper in there to silence the board, silence the mech, silence free Shaman effects. It's a solid deck. It's doing really well. It's very popular at the higher ranks of Legend, and I have to recommend it. And lastly, I'll just recommend Shudderwock Shaman, because it's Shudderwock Shaman. Pretty much no new cards in here from the new expansion except Blade Monster Okani. I just have to recommend it. Snowfall Guardian Infinitely is really good. Shudderwock, Chain Gang, all the usual things with this deck. You have Ice Fishing to get a Toxfin Flurgle, clear the board. Very effective, very good deck, and yeah. So the meta has changed up a good deal, especially in Wild. I can't just say Kael'thas switcheroo and the counters to that, but there's a lot to try out. Aggro, control, combo. Hopefully you guys have some fun with some of these decks if you could try them out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.